The second installment of the Tyranny of King Washington is finally here. Will the betrayal be something that nobody saw coming, or will our hearts finally be betrayed? Here's my review on the Tyranny of King... Wait, no, please don't do this! No! 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 The betrayal starts from where the infamy left off. Going with the story to start off with, it's a real improvement from what the infamy was. They're finally including a lot of really cool moments, and I like to see the fact that Ubisoft isn't scared to, kill off a few characters if they find it necessary to, push the story forward. Throughout the entire thing, I was wondering, who's going to be the guy to betray, who's going to be the guy to betray, and it kind of is a bit of a letdown, to say the least. You can make your assumptions as it goes, but it doesn't really hit upon that mark. A lot of new characters are reintroduced from Assassin's Creed 3. You got Samuel Adams, you've got your best friend who just kind of pops up out of nowhere but in a jail cell right beside you. And you've got Benjamin Franklin, who at the start of it turns out to be a cohort with Washington. He's part of that evil side, and you bring him back into it. As you continue on, you get to learn a new power, which is called Eagle Flight. Really, this is the best way to get around the entirety of Boston, because that's where you're playing in, is to just Eagle Flight to each and every single spot, because there is so many freaking guards around that at most to any walking around, they will notice you, they'll attack you, and it can get really annoying at times, especially when you got to get into the bar and there's like a group of them outside, and as soon as they see you, they attack you, and it can get really ridiculous. Unfortunately, there was a few glitches, which I wasn't too happy about. I was hoping that they would get past all that and fix it up, but there was still a couple of glitches with, when I was running with the character, he was constantly flipping the gun to his side. I tried to assassinate a guard, and he just pretty much stood there. Like, he didn't do anything, but he just stood there, and I was like, okay. And a couple of others with not being able to pull myself up, even though there was like that much space between me and the roof. Like, it's just a bit ridiculous. But so yeah, like I said, use Eagle Flight to get yourself around, because otherwise you're gonna have to deal with a lot of problems to just getting around the place. There's only around maybe 8 missions, and I could get through them fairly quickly. They are pretty varied and can get really cool, but it's just not enough. I paid 800 Microsoft points to get through this, and I was able to get through it in maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and that was really extended because of the fact that I had to keep circling around so I could get into the mission area, because there were so many freaking guards coming after me. So, they needed more. They just packed on more of the help citizen, pick up things. It's just like, you could have done a bit more, especially with going into Boston, maybe, because you played checkers a couple of times, maybe do a couple of games with that. They just could have improved it a bit more, but it's definitely a big improvement from the infamy. There's really not much else to talk about. More of the stuff is obviously going to become more predominant as the third episode comes, so I'm really waiting to delve into everything on that one. But just to culminate everything that's happened in this episode, there's some really cool moments. Washington's still a badass, and he'll come up a couple of times, but not a lot. And even his second lieutenant, he's pretty badass in it, which is kind of saddening because the main characters and the good guys kind of fall short because of it. But they've definitely improved the story, so it's a much better than the infamy. I was able to enjoy it more. There was a lot more cooler cutscenes, and the ability to fly to each and every area was very welcomed exceedingly, and I really like to see what they're going to definitely do in the third episode. They're definitely going to introduce a new power, and I can't wait to see what it is. But for now, the ability to go completely stealth, and then to fly to different locations, and even lock on to people to do assassinations was a really cool add-on. but not too much added on with the gameplay, so I'm not going to delve into it. It's more focused on the story, which was a very good improvement, and I like the new abilities that they've introduced. So all in all, I'd have to rate it about a 6 out of 10. You know, they're getting there, which is good, but they need to improve on it. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to do much on the gameplay, but we'll see what happens. Until, of course, the next episode comes out, I'm Rescoring. I hope you loved all my videos. Please subscribe for more. More is always coming out, especially for the 3rd episode. And as we do in Canada, stay free!